Right. I opened with that because you don't actually get to see that in The Witcher 2 otherwise. It was actually added... hold on, let me just... Because there is supposed to be music here. Game, are you okay? Is that a no? Is my music gone? Well, there is supposed to be music here. I might have actually turned that off for recording at one point. Ah, I did. So we can't have that. Because the music in The Witcher 2 is actually some of my favorite Witcher music. This opening especially. Put the dialogue up a bit, of course. Okay, right, where was I? Right, I started with that because you don't get to see that at the start. They added that little movie later on, when everything else was already around. And it shows you Letho of Gullet killing Demavend of Eddern, and I think it was Albrich was the mage who was getting killed. That's all I'm gonna tell you about that, because if I say anything else, then that's spoiler territory, basically, and I just moved my webcam for no real reason. And the card from the Witcher standalone Gwent card is actually also from that movie. You might have recognized, if you played Gwent, the standalone Witcher card game, then you would have seen the Letho card, the Letho of Gullet card, has the frame basically where he takes his knives out like on the side and he runs towards the king. That bit, basically, is from that movie. Okay, I'm gonna move that mouse and I'm gonna use my controller again because I've been having questions about that. The Witcher 1 is not actually playable with the controller, but The Witcher 2 is. I'm using an Xbox controller for that. And for the people that wanted my Witcher 1 import, I've linked that in the description as well. So if you want to import my save file from The Witcher 1, then you can in the description below. And we're going to start a new game now, with an import, of course. 91 over here, I believe. Yes. Yes. Did I say that right? Paranoid now. I'm gonna go and double check. Hold on, I'll be right back. Right, so I went ahead and just made a resave just in case, because, you know, don't wanna ruin it for myself. So we are not doing that. We are not doing a tutorial. We're gonna just play on normal mode, I think. I've played Dark once, and the additional unique items are basically just weapons. In case you're ever interested in doing that. Insane is literally just... well, it's insane. So yeah, we're gonna go for normal. For normalcy. Because we can. Indeed. Naught is more repulsive than these monsters that defy nature and are known by the name of Witcher, as they are the offspring of foul sorcery and witchcraft, unscrupulous scoundrels without conscience and virtue. They are veritable creatures from hell, capable only of taking lives. Monstrum, a portrayal of witchers. Anonymous, but it was a mage, by the way. So. This was from a propaganda piece made just before they attacked Kaer Morhen. Used indeed to rile up the peasants. 6 years have passed since that memorable day when the northern kingdoms, their forces united, defeated the hosts of Nilfgaard in open battle at Brenna. That is very loud. Famine and disease reign in all the north. Elves and dwarves inhabit ghettos in ever-increasing numbers, so they flee to the forests to join Scoia'tael units. Like Iorveth's. In Temeria, an unidentified assassin attempts to murder King Foltest, the end of Witcher 1. The killer dies at the hands of Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster slayer. That was us. A month passes. On the banks of the Pontar River, Foltest's army is victorious once more, ending civil strife in the country. Yet the price of this triumph, not reading fast enough, would be high, I guess. Temeria, the year 1271. The price would be terrible. Or something. You didn't miss anything, by the way.
Come on, Sixes. Daddy needs you. Oh, shit. Ha! 20 orange to Grandad. Looky there, he's awake. You daft! Don't go in there! Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing. Am I right, Master Geralt?
Just top-notch people, these Temerian forces.
Roll again! Why? The dice didn't roll! Calling me a cheat? Take it back. Look, he's awake again. Monster slayer, my ass. A regular whoreson. I heard witches all start out as roadside orphans taken in by mages. Mages who experiment on them. Folks say they plough witches come the equinox. That's how they get those spooky eyes.
Enough! Take him down and put him in the interrogation room.
I thought you died.
I'm not so easy to kill. I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach.
Right, so, yeah, you did not miss anything. We are in the dungeons, don't worry, it's gonna get explained. This is Vernon Roach. He is one of the two paths you can take in this jolly adventure of the Geralt of Rivia, and, yeah, there's a lot of people who think a lot of really strange things about witches. Don't mind that. I'd shake your hand if I could.
Walk around behind me if you want to shake.
How foolish of me. Ves!
Don't ask who's whining in the background. We don't know.
Unshackle him.
She's but the first of the most beautiful behinds.
Geralt of Rivia. Care to introduce us?
No, thanks.
Bring something to drink. We can't sit here cotton-mouthed. You will tell me everything you remember. The entire assault. And all that happened in the Solar.
And if I refuse?
I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a witcher. You'd endure much.
You better believe it.
Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you.
Just like that? For nothing?
No, for Temeria.
Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
It was a long day. I wish to hear the important bits.
I always like that line. No, for Temeria. We'll start from this. You can actually do these in any order you want, but we're gonna start at the very start.
Just so we're clear on this, I was not eager to go into battle. But Foltest is not someone you refuse.
You try, but you always fail.
Witcher, are you up? His Majesty, King of Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam, and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges. Summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the king...
We heard you.
A pleasant day to you, milady. Witcher.
Stare some more.
Stupid war. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
Alright, so the first thing you probably noticed is that, yeah, this is completely different voice acting than in the Witcher 1. Now, I don't know if they changed the voice actress or if she just changed her type of voice acting, but yeah, that's a thing. Geralt is still the same guy, don't worry about that. And yes, I chose Shani in The Witcher 1, but you get retconned here, so you always choose Triss, basically. They kind of need to do that for the story. Makes it weird. I think there's actually a short explanation when you look at the bio, but we'll do that in a second. Yeah, the guard just sort of staring and making up a really, really long title so he could stare at Triss. It's funny.
A wise war is a contradiction, Triss.
Then maybe you know just how I should advise our lustful monarch.
Stop falling in love, sire no further bastards, and don't wage stupid wars.
Genius. You know, these bastards could vie for the throne in the future? Then we'd have an even more senseless conflict.
Which doesn't change the fact that...
I know. Foltest and the other northern monarchs are neither the smartest nor the most refined, but they're kings, one of whom we serve.
And I'll see Foltest is summoned, protect him if need be. But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the Wild Hunt again?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's basically the dream of where he escapes from the Wild Hunt. Obviously, you're supposed to sort of piece this together over the course of The Witcher 2, but I already know because of things, so I can explain a little bit more. He escaped from the Wild Hunt and ended up at Kaer Morhen. I won't tell you how that happened yet, because quite frankly, that is a spoiler, so I'm not going to do that. But it's just The Witcher 1, basically. The intro to The Witcher 1, but in high resolution. And if you saw in the background, it was basically still Witcher 1, Lambert and Eskel, you know.
One of the scouts swears he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon? In the midst of civilization? Oh, please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon. Although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
Don't be so skeptical, Triss. You're about to be proven wrong.
The unlucky assassin? How did the autopsy go?
It was a nightmare. In the months since you killed him, the king's medics poked around in his corpse like a bunch of amateurs. What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago. And now you tell me he was a witcher?
Obviously.
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
See, I always found this conversation so strange, because how many other humans have cat-like eyes? Like, how many? How many fight that well as well? How many can one-on-one Geralt that well? I mean, come on. I always thought that was just a strange conversation to have. I mean, Geralt lost his memory, sure, but he's not that stupid.
I get the feeling that dream's important. Running frantically through the forest. The wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto. Something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
Or will you?
All right. Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
Okay, before that happens... Yeah, I was kind of afraid of this. There's some functions, as in all of them, that do not work with the controller. Which means that we might actually have to... I'm actually going to turn down the music a little bit because I feel like it might be a bit loud. This doesn't help, does it? How about now? There we go. Okay, right. What I also wanted to do was, in fact, see if all my graphics are already... Okay, so the graphics you actually can only do still... I hope they might have patched this. You can only change the graphics to this game. Not in the game, but outside of it, on the starting pop-up screen. So you get a starter screen that says start game, and that's where you can change it. I think everything's already maxed. Yeah, but it has, okay, it has the motion thing. So I'm gonna turn off the motion blur real quick because I know some of you have a problem with that. Like, it makes you sick, literally. So I'm gonna go and turn that off quickly for you and max everything out just to make sure, and I'll be right back. Oh, and just real quick, if you do decide to play this game, clean up your save files every so often if you're not making videos like I am, because this game auto-saves all the time. So this is a cleaned up list as well, so I cleaned some of the files that I didn't really need. Do that a lot, because it will lag your game eventually, especially the loading screen. Just throwing it out there. Right. There, motion blur is gone. You're also gone. So I'm actually gonna first turn on everything that I already had. Hold on. Which one are we using for that? Heavy attacks, fast attack. Oh, go away, Tristan.
I'll join you later.
Figuring out the controls. No, where is it? Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Hold, please. Oh, right, it's just... They just added to the inventory. Okay. Close enough. Can you tell that I usually play this with a keyboard? Because I do. Right, so the leather jacket... We obviously have our Raven's armor. So we're going to use that instead. Blue Stripes Combat Jacket is something you get regardless. This is not something that's standard in the game, but it was a part of a DLC or some sort of upgrade at one point. I think the Enhanced Edition might have added it as well. As you can see, it's pretty good. So if you don't have Raven's armor, I prefer the looks of Raven's armor, and I also feel it's slightly better, so but you can use that one. Mage's Trousers is also part of that Blue Stripe set. It definitely is better than what you have, so we're going to use that, and we have our weapons, of course. The Mahakaman Rune Sahil, who has just superior damage in general. Doesn't have any bleeding, but it does have insta-kill. And we have our Moonblade, which is like miles better than our regular Silver Sword. Not to mention... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that, because that's a spoiler. You're going to hear this a lot. Wait, I'm not going to say that. That's a spoiler. I'm going to say that all the time. I do have my Orns as well, do I? Those did not seem to have imported. Okay. How unfortunate. And there's actually a quest here on the side as well. Try again, like in The Witcher 1, I'm going to try and do all the side quests. Well, not try. I'm going to do all the side quests so you don't miss anything. Not this guy, though, but we'll say hello anyway.
Good to see you.
Morning, Witcher. Those blades of yours should be useful today.
Thanks for this tip, thing.
Does Foltest plan to continue the siege?
No, we're to mount an assault.
Finally.
Truth be told, I'd rather sit here than risk my neck on those walls.
Okay, gonna say right now, music is still a bit too loud. Okay.
You killed the cockatrice. Wonderful. Tough job.
Routine Witcher's work.
I'll have your coin as soon as we finish off the Lavalettes. I'll be generous, I promise.
No, you won't.
Beforehand. Promises made before battle are often hard to keep.
He's right. I'm gonna turn up those voices again as well. I'm sorry, this is like the starting episode, so I gotta make sure everything's okay. Hold up. Why didn't you change that? Okay. That should be better.
Does Foltest plan to continue this?
No, we already heard that.
Truth.
Sorry, I was just testing.
Foltest's would-be assassin. You said you'd ask around.
I put the word out. I did.
And?
It's a riddle wrapped inside a secret.
I thought you knew people who could help.
I can give you any cutthroat in Temeria. Problem is, your assassin came from elsewhere.
You sure?
Sure as you stand before me.
I can even tell you where.
I just know I'm gonna die.
Right, so...
I don't want to die on a bet.
It's the Crinfrid Reaver's honor that's at stake here. This is no time to whimper.
You one of us or not?
You hear that? That's from Gwent as well, that line. Gonna have a chat here.
Oh, looky there, new boy. It's that Witcher. Geralt of Rivia ought to know about amulets.
Witcher, sir, I have a question for you. If it goes on like this, we'll be
Or will you?
in the Lovecraft
We know each other?
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
I lost my memory.
As did Boholt. After the hunt for the Golden Dragon, he took a spill and hit his head on a rock. He can still be a beast in battle, but besides that, he don't do much save eat and shit. Rarely even lusts after women.
I doubt that's amnesia.
I'm Kenneth, and this one here they call Desperate, and this is New Boy. He's apprenticing with us, like. I haven't had much luck with the monsters of late, so we enlisted. Now New Boy's gotten himself into this wager situation. Would you help us for old time's sake? I mean, we all got a little riled. But those are bygones, as I see it.
We'd have set you free. The sorceress too. Boholt was just fooling about the raping and all.
Right. So, let me ask this first, hold on.
What rape?
Shut your trap, Desperate. The Witcher don't remember. Waste of words to remind him. We're old mates, that's that.
So you'd have raped this old mate?
Just the sorceress. You were there to kill the dragon, the sorceress too. The peasants wanted at it, everyone did. But there was only one prize, and we argued. There was some commotion, a regular rumble in fact. We tied you up like hogs, meaning you and the sorceress, and went after the beast. But that dragon thrashed us so hard, we spent the next half year licking our wounds. And you done freed yourselves of your bonds.
Who was the sorceress?
Raven-haired she was. Remember her name, Desperate?
Conifer or some such. So, willing to help some old friends, Witcher?
Right, so the sorceress obviously was Yennefer, and he was actually lying, this guy. Geralt was not there to kill the Golden Dragon. So the story is this. Geralt, at this point, was split from Yennefer, and he was just kind of walking around with a guy named Borg3 Jackdaws, who he met on the road there. Now, while they were traveling around, they met Dandelion, who told them of a dragon who was stuck in a ravine after having eaten a poisoned sheep. Yeah, that's actually a Polish legend. Someone who actually knows the legend is probably better off telling you this in the comments. And basically, the dragon ate a poisoned fake sheep and crashed in a ravine, and now everyone was trying to get to her. And basically, Jinsey stopped saying basically, the king was there, a mage who wanted to save the dragon was there, Yennefer was there to also kill the dragon eventually, and there were people like the Crinfrid Reavers and also, I believe it was Yarp and Zigrin as well, who were there to kill the dragon and get the money, because dragons have dragon hordes, or so they say. Not that we've actually seen that in The Witcher. When Yennefer arrives, Geralt says, "Hey, that's Yennefer. I'm gonna follow her around," because he's still kind of hung up on her. So they follow this troop of dragon slayers. Borg3 Jackdaws comes with them. They follow this group, and eventually there's a ravine collapse and everything, and Geralt gets separated from Borg3 Jackdaws, and they make it to the dragon. The dragon is stuck down there, not really happy with her life. However, she's not the only dragon there. There's also a beautiful golden dragon. This golden dragon, unbeknownst to Geralt or anyone else, is actually Borg3 Jackdaws, and his real name is Villain Trettenmirth. And Villain Trettenmirth, he actually kind of alluded to this before, is something of a witcher for dragons. He tries to save them wherever he can. Because dragons, as you might know, are slowly going extinct in the Witcher world. So everyone tries to beat the golden dragon, because a golden dragon is obviously worth a lot more than the green dragon they were actually hunting in the beginning. Initially, that's the word I'm looking for. So they're trying to kill the golden dragon. Obviously, that's not going swimmingly, and Geralt actually wants to save the golden dragon. So does Dandelion, They want to save the dragon. They get into an argument. The other mage, Dorgarai, also wanted to save the dragon. So they sort of start a scuffle. So Geralt definitely did not want to kill the dragon. However, Yennefer is actually the one to subdue them at that point. She stops Dorgarai, she knocks down Dandelion and Geralt, and then they get tied up. Then Yennefer tells everyone else to sod off because she wants the dragon for herself. And that doesn't sit well with everyone else. So they also tie up Yennefer, and yes, they basically, this part of her shirt is torn off and you can see her beautiful bosom. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. These people are horrible people. The people that you're looking at right now, Song, Geralt, horrible people. We don't like them. Basically rapists and dragon murderers. That's as far as we're gonna go. However, the dragon obviously defeats them because the dragon is not alone. Borg 3 jackdaws came included with 2 Zeracanian warrior, I'm gonna call them warrior princesses because they're basically 2 Xenas. And they eventually get loose. I won't get too deep into that, but they eventually get loose. Everyone gets cut into pieces and they have to flee for their lives and everyone lives happily ever after. And as it turns out, there was a little baby dragon there as well. Now, I won't go too deep into that because there is a little bit of spoilering in that sense for The Witcher 2. Don't worry, I'll explain that eventually. But there was a little dragon, and Villain Trettenmirth holds up the dragon, and he shows it to Geralt, and he says, like, this is the future. This is what we do. This is the chance, basically, because they talked about this before, how, you know, witchers don't have children and all that, and we're mutants, and that's how we don't reproduce. But there's more to that, and there's two explanations for that dragon child. But I'm going to tell you about that a little more later on, because that is actually kind of spoiler territory if I try to explain this too much. So, that is the story of the Crinfred Reavers. They are horrible people. And what's the problem? Because I do want to do the quest, because New Boy doesn't really have anything to do with this.
What kind of trouble are you in now?
It's a matter of life, death, and quite a bit of coin in point of fact. New Boy bet a night that he'll survive the assault in his shirt and knickers alone. We drunk a bit by then, I admit, but a wager's a wager. Our honor's at stake.
A soldier's honor versus a knight's. I think I get it.
The very core of the matter, Witcher. We're slated to go in the first wave, so the going's liable to be hard. New Boy's brave, but he can't survive by courage alone. In any case, we've come into this bauble that's supposed to protect him, magically like. You mind casting an expert's glance at it, seeing as sorcery and such is not strange to you?
Let me see this bauble.
Your wolf medallion, I saw it shake.
It reacts to magic.
So it's true, what the priest said. Hear that, New Boy? You'll be safe. We'll fleece that night, we will.
Yeah, I doubt it, by the way. Where did you get this?
Where did you get this talisman?
We came by it, let's say. We were on patrol, see, and ran into a couple of novice priestesses praying at this shrine. They were nice, smiling and all.
We don't wanted to take them two on patrol. But...
Shut it! Boat had one of his rare moments of clairvoyance, went rummaging in the shrine and found the amulet.
Who knows what goes on in that head of his, but every now and then he wakes up as good old Boholt.
Aye, he still cuts them down with a single wallop. In any case, we took the amulet and went off to find the rest of the patrol. Oh, the wonders we saw. First, ran into some squirrels, vicious ones, arrows flying everywhere, but we came through untouched. Barely 3 of the others still standing when a dragon swooped down, the elves fell to their knees, and we all legged it. The amulet's magic for certain.
Though it failed to protect the shrine from your patrolling.
Aye, true. Well, now we don't know what to think.
Okay, so, the magic of this amulet exists. It's not what they think. The amulet does not actually help them. So we're gonna say the amulet brings trouble, because that's what it does. There's a questline also included in this later on. Hold on though, because we're first gonna go through this.
Who knows? Maybe the amulet is unlucky. Maybe it draws trouble. I doubt you left the shrine untouched. Then the Scoia'tael Hell, the dragon.
I told you as much. We need to get the boys some plate.
Wait a minute. We owe the Witcher some thanks.
But we're broke as shit peddlers.
Fancy the amulet, Witcher? It might draw trouble, be cursed in some way, but you might lift the curse. Sell it off.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We're gonna take that. And yeah, that was another line from Gwent.
I'll take it.
It's all yours.
Witcher, you available for normal business still? Willing to hunt monsters?
Yeah, I'm willing. Why do you ask?
Well, 'cause we were out with those scouts that saw the dragon. No one believes us, but...
The sound in the assembly. That's us. But we'll find you after the battle, Witcher.
Wait.
Farewell.
Wait, farewell. That was one hell of a wait. Please, no, don't go. So if you don't give him, I'm gonna tell you what happens if you don't tell him this. If you tell them that, oh god, why is this so loud?
As always, bloody hell.
If you tell him that the amulet works, he dies. That's it. There's nothing else. He just dies, and that's it. You don't get to do the quest for the amulet, nothing else. But now he lives, you'll get to see him later on still. And there's a quest linked to the amulet later on in the second chapter. Or, well, I guess the real first chapter, there's a link, the quest link to it. So, just never tell him it's okay. Because it's not.
Too true. Overwhelming force. That's what.
They're getting what they deserve. I hate traitors.
I hate traitors. Oh, likewise.
You see him get hit?
I was there when it happened.
The Larvalets will pay for this.
Bloody fucking highborns. Time to finish him off, once and for all.
But what is it?
But what is it?
Stop bothering me.
But what is it?
But what is it?
But what is? I don't know why I found this guy so funny, but I do.
I'm still sober.
I just do.
With Foltest to victory!
Care for a shot before you enter the siege tower? Or don't you drink and ride?
Finds himself so funny.
Right on Banquo.
Hope he don't sew his dick to his fore.
I was so interested he had to say it twice.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm too old for this. So many men will die.
My mother
all
used
'cause
to
of
make
one
porridge.
bitch.
Never had better in my life.
Any advice from a veteran?
Everyone's talking through themselves.
Overwhelming force.
You don't get a whole lot of info here. So,
Foltest to victory!
honestly, this is just giving me a headache because everyone's talking at the same time. Can I say that? I'm gonna say that. Yeah, they don't actually say anything interesting, so don't worry. You're not missing anything. Most of the important information is later on. Hi.
We'll skin them alive!
Wasn't it you who defeated the Grand Master and put down the rebellion in Vizima?
Was me.
Hey, wasn't it you who defeated the Grand Master and put down the rebellion in Vizima?
It was me. It was me. That was me.
I'm too old for this.
So I think there was actually a bug at one point.
Your compass not so good!
I wish everyone would shut up and let me talk. There was actually a bug, or I don't know if it was actually a bug or if it was intended, but you can actually get a level by attacking these things here. Pretty sure that wasn't supposed to happen.
Kick their asses, Geralt.
I will kick their asses.
On the double, move it! Now!
Hey, wasn't it you who defeated the Grand Master and put down the rebellion in Vizima?
Everyone says the same thing.
So many men will
1,
die.
2,
Care for a shot before you enter the siege tower? Or don't you
We're gonna walk our way out of here before I give everyone a headache. Hi.
You look sick.
You seek the king.
All right.
I
He
do.
waits near the machine.
We're gonna go there then.
Go in here.
I want one too. Did you skip me? You better not skip me. Oh, now you're just AoEing it? Okay, well that's just lazy.
Don't see Foltest, Geralt.
There's no time to waste.
There is plenty of time to waste.
A beautiful day for battle. Fear not, Excellency. We're out of range of their arbalists.
I am no warrior, sire. I must admit, I prefer to joust verbally or with a pen, the emissary of peace that I am.
Hogwash! You're the emissary of the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. The Emperor of Nilfgaard, who spared no blood conquering over a dozen sovereign realms.
Thus bringing them laws, culture, and peace above all.
Right, real quick for those not initiated, because Nilfgaard is really only introduced in The Witcher 2. And I do know that the first time I played The Witcher 2, I was super confused with basically everything. Nilfgaard is the province, the empire, I guess, to the south. Gigantic, basically it's always been north versus south. So they are the enemy, quote unquote. You spent a bit of a tussle with them in the books as well.
Finally! Traitors of the realm boil tar on the walls while you dally with the royal advisor.
How may I assist you, sire?
We mount an assault today, and you'll be at my side. Follow me, gentlemen. Let's not keep the traitors waiting.
Sire, you said we were out of range.
That was a ballista, Excellency. Its arms strengthened with bronze plates and strung with horsehair. It can propel heavy bolts up to a mile away. A deadly and very costly weapon. An experienced crew can cock and release 2 bolts each minute. Yet it has one flaw.
Your Grace, please take cover.
The recoil of the arms is so strong upon firing that the weapon shifts. It simply cannot hit the same spot twice.
I had no idea Your Grace was a learned military engineer.
I'm not. I gave the Baroness those ballistae 2 years ago for her birthday.
As you do.
Sire. What say you, Excellency, of men who live in spite of such wounds?
And what say you, Your Grace, of soldiers who inflict them?
Those who did this live no more.
Master Geralt, I wish to converse with you once the storm of battle has subsided.
Forgive me, Excellency, but I plan to leave the royal court as soon as possible.
Might I know why?
Too often they take me for someone I'm not.
What do they call you, soldier? Wait. You served with me at Brenneran during our foray into the Pontar Valley. Norman Sador. Still an arbalist?
Yes, sir. Fight has not been kind to me.
Ha! Norman Sador, for your years of faithful service to the Crown, I appoint you Decurion of the Arbalists. Onwards, gentlemen. No reason to dawdle.
I'll turn down the, yeah, sorry. Still fiddling with this. Turn down the sound volume a bit as well. Just a little bit. I know it's supposed to be loud here, but still, just in case. Oh, I always do this one wrong. I literally always do this one wrong.
Forgive my candor, Your Majesty, but I must ask, what fate awaits the royal bastards when...
They're my children. If I hear bastard one more time, someone will die. Painfully.
Your Grace, forgive me. But the laws of succession are irrefutably clear.
Piss on the laws. I'll change them if need be. Above all, I'll not allow a band of treacherous barons to use my children as their banner.
Your Majesty is entirely within his rights.
Thanks to Geralt of Rivia, my daughter Ada is alive, and is now the wife of Radovid of Redania.
I see.
I fear you do not, Excellency. The Midget King merely awaits my demise.
I am certain King Radovid of Redania wishes Your Majesty a long and healthy life.
That wasn't even amusing, Excellency. The old families will never accept a Redanian on my throne. Ada will have to content herself with Redania.
I understand. The issue of succession remains unresolved. Your Grace, I request your permission to retire.
You have it. Black One's in my camp before a battle. What has the world come to? Nothing would make me happier than returning his shriveled head to Emir in a sack. But Triss Merigold insisted I be patient and courteous. Was I?
No, you weren't, but anyway, I appreciate Foltest's just straightforwardness so much. He's absolutely my favorite king, just for that. Radovid the Midget King. He's not even that short. I was gonna say something else and I completely... Oh yeah, if you're wondering, the Black Ones are just another term for Nilfgaard because their armor is entirely black. Not quite.
Not really. I actually saw His Excellency sweat. But that'll be our secret.
You brought your sense of humor along.
Always.
Have you learned anything about the assassin?
Could have been a Witcher. See, I can tell him this. For reasons. You'll find out later.
Triss did an autopsy. It's possible he was a Witcher.
A Witcher? What have I ever done to the ploughing Witchers? Anything more?
He had no medallion, but that doesn't mean anything.
Many in your shoes would have withheld that information. After the battle, Triss will report to me. For now, let us tend to the traitors. Where are you aiming, imbeciles? Soldier! Spyglass!
Gets one before he asks, like a king.
What is going on up there? The gods! Count Iorveth! Catch, Witcher. Aim for the rogue with the red plume. Not 6 months ago, he swore eternal friendship to me. Quickly! How much higher?
Right, so this is what I mean with I always do this wrong, because I always do this wrong. I'm gonna reload this if I miss, because... oh god. Because I do want to show you what he says at that point, so hold on please. Yeah, that one's... I totally missed that one.
2.5 degrees.
I missed!
Did we hit the bastard?
He ducked.
Damn it! We'll get him on the walls. Follow me, Witcher!
Ah, you won't. We're reloading that so I can show you. Okay. Be right back. I'll show you the one that actually works. Sorry.
1.5 degrees.
Nailed it on the second try.
Did we hit the bastard?
He's down.
Ha! One less traitor. Time to attack. Follow me, Witcher!
One less traitor. Now we won't have to get him on the walls. Look, it's all this Gwent machinery. Now we will slowly walk upstairs.
You know, Witcher, I'm prepared to forgive Louisa. All she need do is to kneel before her king.
Very noble of you.
Are you mocking me? Never mind. I'm certain Louisa will realize her mistakes. Besides, children should have a mother.
I'm lost.
It's quite simple. Louisa and I had a bit of a tiff. She made demands I could not fulfill. Understand?
I think so.
Count Iorveth and others immediately intervened, all noble, all sympathetic. They claimed the evil king would take her children, but they would protect them, even place them on the throne. And the Baroness was duped. Her motherly love used. In truth, they desire privileges that would weaken the throne.
That's a swiving soldier's life. Taking orders, smash your foe. Coin and country, there your wife. And a long road at your toe.
Soldier songs! Even when the king speaks. Still soldier songs. Oh, no more soldier songs. Whoops.
Look alive, men! Hail to the king! Where the hell are we headed? To battle! What the fuck do we want? Victory! This I like!
This I like! He's still my favorite king. You feeling okay there, Foltest? No, you don't want to chat with me.
Eyes on the bridge! We're nearly there! Weapons at the ready!
That tower was ridiculous.
It was designed to break the rebels' morale.
A bunch of lords and lordlings took a ride to then pompously stride on top of the walls, while the real army fought and died below them in the shit and piss-filled streets.
If years of service have taught me anything, it's that the Highborn don the best costumes and get the best vantage points, whether at a ball or in battle. But it's not the time for that kind of jousting, Witcher. Continue your story.
Right, so, let me have a little look at the time. Yeah, we can still do that.
Things went relatively smoothly after we came out of that tower. That is, until we ran into Aryan Lavalette.
As you do. That's the DLC armor again. Just automatically does that. Let me put on my proper gown first. Yeah, we don't fight in that. I'm sorry. We are a Raven's child. Sorry. Game, please. Okay. Randomly took off my pants. Hi, friends. I'm here to murder.
Death to Voltes! Onward! Attack!
This is just murder, a whole lot of it. Not very difficult murder either. Everyone murdered? Oh, you're not murdered yet. You can tell that my weapons are a bit overpowered for this. Considering.
Lord Suxon, you shall push for the center aisle and bring down that gate.
It's a good day to kill, Your Majesty!
Or die.
Follow me, gentlemen! For Temeria!
Lord Swan, you and your men shall follow me. We must capture or otherwise deal with Arian Lavalette in order to break the defenders' morale.
Yes, Your Grace.
Geralt, gentlemen, follow me, for the glory!
Are we there yet? Yeah, they don't seem to know how archers work.
Fall back, goddammit! I forbid you to die like imbeciles, hear me!
Quoting.
They've taken a good position, the bastards! If this persists, they'll pick us off like ducks, and I'm no duck. Any ideas?
And I'm no duck.
That ballista would do the trick.
Don't ask me why that ballista is there in the first place. Just don't ask me that. Geralt probably can't answer that either. No one can. Gonna go all the way down. So, when I played this the first time, I actually decided to start out on a hard mode, as I do with most of my games. This bit is actually kind of annoying when you don't have any DLC armor or anything like that. So actually be careful here. Obviously right now I'm playing on normal mode and I have ridiculously overpowered outfits. But, yeah, this is actually quite something. Hi guys!
Kill the Witcher!
Art. It does things. No, wait. There's also a bunch of... Hold on, are you dead? No, you're not.
With tyranny!
Hold, please. I'm rolling your way. Wait, wait. I'm rolling. Rolling.
With tyranny!
Still rolling. Okay, it's actually easier to do this with a keyboard when you're used to it. I'll get used to the controller, don't worry. It'll just be a while. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, do that. Okay, hold on. I think it was at the back. There's actually a little Easter egg here. I think it was actually either on this side or straight on the other side. I think it's actually straight on the other side, but... Hi! Just here to kill you. Oh, right, he doesn't do that yet. Jinsey, are you a bit used to Witcher 3? Yes! Yes, I am. Okay, so it's definitely on the other side. I want to show you the Easter egg before I end this episode, because it's funny. There's quite a few of these sorts of things around. Is it here? No, it's not here. Where are you? No, we're not cocking any ballistas. Shut up. Oh, here it is.
Guess they'll never learn.
That's Altair. We missed his hey pitch, hey bale, hey whatever. Anyway, yeah, also another thing is that finding secrets like this, these little funny things, or just secrets in general, gives you, or when you take certain choices in dialogues, you get, where can you see this actually? You get abilities for it. Just need to go and find it for you. Hold, I think it's in character maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, so you got the ability, right now we got the ability Assassin. Damage dealt by attacking from behind, plus 35. And we got that because we found Altair. From, in case you haven't played the games, Assassin's Creed. And in Assassin's Creed, Altair likes to jump off of very, very high points into a, hay bale? know how to say that, but yeah, a bunch of hay, and then he just magically lives. Even if he literally would jump all the way from the top of there, he would still live. But not here, not in The Witcher, because this is The Witcher and not Assassin's Creed, I'll tell you. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna call him call it an episode here. Make a little cut. And I'll see you in the next episode.